What's going on, everybody? The world's a better place because you were here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. It is a Tuesday, the 2nd of September, 2025. Let us kick off our fall season for Productive Conversations. Here we go. As we're approaching our 5th anniversary, as we are approaching what I think is the best time of the year. And as we're approaching us getting closer to our goals and closer to greatness, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding this show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProdConvoPod. We're on TikTok at Productive Conversations and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And as always, don't you forget to check out our presenting sponsor, that is Magic Mind. Go to magicmind.com/PCJune to try the world's first productivity shot. Where in this world where we're stressed out, tired, in a daze, as we're about to go into the fall season for work, which is really whack. But if you have Magic Mind, you will have more mental clarity, you'll feel calmer, and your overall attitude on the day will be right where it needs to be. Just like having a liquid superpower in a way. So go to magicmind.com/PCJune for 40% off your first subscription or 20% off your first one-time purchase. That's magicmind.com/PCJune for 40% off your first subscription or 20% off your first one-time purchase. And what else am I missing? And also check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on X at ProdConvoPod. We're on TikTok, our brand new TikTok at ProdConvoPod, because we got locked out of the account after a hack. So we're starting brand new. And so whoever hacked it, fuck you. But we'll survive. And also check us out on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast and X at Productive Conversations Podcast. And yeah, so great to see everybody here. We're going to start our fall season, as you know, and just a reminder, every Tuesday we have a new tweet cap. Every Wednesday and Thursday there are sports-related shows or a sports tweet cap. Every Friday there's another tweet cap. And then every Monday, you'll have a recap of this week in college football and this week in the NFL. So again, on Monday, you have a recap of this week in the college football and this week in the NFL. Tuesday, you have a tweet cap. Wednesday and Thursday are dedicated for sports shows on Sports Productive Conversations, sports tweet caps. And then Friday, we have another tweet cap. So, yep, that's going to be our schedule for the next few months up until the holiday season and into the new year. So it's going to be a special time. So let's enjoy this fall season and let us have a productive conversation on what's going on in the world, as always. So Ryan Allison and Rosario here, my fellow co-hosts on the Tweet Cap. What's up, everybody? Good to see everyone. I haven't seen you all in a couple weeks.
I know. Hope everybody had a good Labor Day weekend. Happy to be back.
Yeah. I'm happy to be back too.
Oh, man. I'm so happy everybody's back, ready to go, looking pretty, looking handsome, looking healthy, and it's about to be a great time. So everybody's all set and ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So the first thing to discuss during the fall season is Donald Trump, the president of the United States. So over this past week of Memorial Day weekend, there were hashtags, hashtag Trump dead, or hashtag where is Trump, beginning to circulate on X and TikTok, claiming that President Trump straight up died. And this was driven by his absence from public events for several days, a notably blank White House schedule, photos showing bruises on his hands and swelling of the ankles, and a comment from Vice President J.D. Vance saying he was, quote, ready to assume the presidency if, quote, a terrible tragedy occurred, though he simultaneously empathized with Trump's health. And how is this debunked? Well, Trump was simply seen playing golf on Labor Day on the 1st of September He was playing in a golf outing in Sterling, Virginia, accompanied by his granddaughter Kai, and that pretty much put the rumors to rest. In Trump's own response, Trump took to Truth Social to dismiss the rumors, writing that he had, quote, never felt better. And he launched a flurry of posts, including critiques of media figures and policy discussions and all of that stuff. But how about that? I personally didn't see these hashtags or videos.
I did.
Did
They
you
were all
actually
over my
think he
timeline.
was straight up dead? You didn't think
Oh
somebody would have
no,
reported that the
no,
president
yeah.
of the United States suddenly died?
Yeah, I never was like, oh, he died. Like that'd be crazy for that to just kind of come out of nowhere. Listen, I know, I think I know what you think, Matt. I actually do think something weird's going on there. It was kind of strange.
Mm.
And the true social stuff coming out, like kind of doesn't sound like him. Like I'm not gonna lie, and I don't know what it is. Maybe like he's just got an intern doing it because he doesn't want to do it. That's entirely plausible and not at all nefarious. So I'm not saying like something bad has happened. I'm just saying that the Truth Socials they're not hitting like they used to. I think the Gavin Newsom fake Truth Socials sound more like Donald Trump than the most recent flurry of posts do. But they did see some pictures of him. So like he's physically walking, right? Like
Ooh.
they know that anyone who saw the pictures knows he did walk to his car, get in the car, and then drive to presumably his
Are we
golf
seeing
course in
conspiracy
Virginia.
Ryan?
No, I think he's alive. I don't you saw
But
him.
do you think
I
he's
saw him.
sick or unhealthy or under the weather?
I think he's always been unhealthy. He's a big dude. But I mean the bruising's weird, right? I don't know what that's about. I've not heard any doctor explain why his hand. I mean, he says it's from shaking hands, which sure,
Shaking
but
hands.
like again, he's been missing for a week, and then we see him, and he's still got bruised hands. Like how hard do you people gripping his hands when you shake it? You know, just a firm handshake doesn't mean you got to break the dude's hands. So
Yeah, like when he met with the Pakistani, I don't know if it's
right, yeah,
president or India president or the India
Prime
leader,
Minister of India,
prime
yeah.
minister. So he hurt his hand.
Apparently, that's what I mean. Like, I do think the bruising is strange. And I did notice there was like a picture he posted saying he went golfing with John Gruden this week,
He
which is
definitely
weird.
John Gruden would have definitely said something.
Well, no, so he didn't, right?
I know,
Like
right?
that's the fact. He didn't go golfing with Gruden. He went with his like granddaughter, which we saw. We saw them getting in the car, going to golf. Like oh, cool. He's fine. He
Let me
went
pull up the
golfing.
picture while you're at it.
Yeah, so I saw that picture. I was like, all right, well, whatever, why ever he was gone, he's back now. And he's going golfing with his granddaughter. But then all of a sudden on like Instagram, he posts like he went golfing with Gruden. I'm like, no, he didn't. He went with his granddaughter. And then Gruden posted a picture of him golfing. Trump wasn't there that I saw, but a picture of him golfing at the same course on August 23rd. So they were using an old picture, which is weird to do for no reason. So I don't know what it is, but there's something weird going on, my opinion. Obviously, as you can see on the screen, for those of you who are just listening, we have a picture pulled up. He is physically walking to the car.
With his
So
hat,
he's
with his
with
famous
his
red
hat.
hat.
Yep. So he's very much alive. Anyone who says otherwise or body doubles or any of those crazy conspiracy theories, those are crazy. He's
Oh
very much
man.
alive. You can
The only
see him
body
walk.
double would be the person who was on South Park playing him. Who could find
Right,
someone who
exactly.
just looks like him?
Exactly. So it's like, listen, he's clearly alive. Anyone who thinks otherwise is silly because you've seen the pictures. But it doesn't mean that he's like, he could be sick, and I don't even just mean like bad sick. He could just be under the weather sick. He could be doing other things. There's currently Marines heading to Venezuela.
I saw
Uh,
that. That's nuts.
so he may just
Which
not want to
he's
be
claimed not to get too CNN, which he's like they're all that proxy stuff going on
yeah,
about drug trade, but they really want the oil in Venezuela. But
right.
again,
So
that's for another podcast.
right, so maybe he doesn't want to be in front of like the news media right now if we're about to have American troops make landfall in a foreign country. Like that's a totally reasonable thing for a president to consider. Do you really want a bunch of questions about invading another nation?
Communist
So
nation with a dictator too.
right. So it's like
We don't need those
I don't know
problems.
I don't know what is happening. I don't know what it's covering for, but it is weird. Something strange is happening. He's not doing most of his posts that I think anyway. He's keeping people further away than usual. He's using fake pictures to make events that we saw look different than how they actually were. Oh, and the pizza index is up, which is a local thing for anyone who's with me down here in the DMV. There's an index where if bad stuff's about to go down, there's these like pizza places near the Pentagon that see a spike in delivery. And there was a 230% increase this weekend of the pizza index. So there was a lot of people ordering pizza to the Pentagon. So whatever that for whatever that's
Oh,
worth.
here we go. Like when we had Iran this spring or early summer.
Correct. The pizza index also went up during the whole Iran thing.
Well, I guess, Ryan, you and I will have something for September to cover.
I thought we were
that
going to have to do
happens.
something this weekend. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, oh man, there's going to be one more show in August just because we said it was a quiet summer compared to last summer.
I'm pretty in tune with things, but like last day, I will say the last week of the tickets, last week of summer, we're about to go to our very busy season with especially two with the NFL and college football starting. I felt like, a lot of people take the week before Labor Day off. So
yeah.
I didn't really see much. The first time I saw it was like late Friday night, seeing somebody who hated Trump when they did the voice, like if I heard Trump was dead, they hit the boom, like the like button on that, but that's on them, crazy ass. But yeah, wow, I didn't really take any of this into account. And then I was talking to somebody yesterday about the possible invasion of Venezuela going on, and again, that's for more. Again, you can look it up yourself, but things are getting bad. They want to get the dictator, and that's one way you could do a coup d'état.
Right? I suppose so, right? Yeah.
So again, obviously, if anything's trending like that, we'll give a separate show. But I guess that's just I didn't really see much. I was really focusing on football, watching movies, which we'll talk about
as well. Watch a lot of football, but yeah, there was definitely a trend on my feed.
I did not see that coming.
It
and
made my
also, as I'm slowly retired from watching wrestling, I got my rage bait there again. Just to not keep people out of the loop, wrestling coverage on Productive Conversations will be coming to an end unless something miraculously happens due to horrible booking and bad decision making. But yeah, Trump. Bottom line though, Trump's alive.
Yes.
And who knows why he's been less out there. But especially now Ryan pointing those things out.
Question. All aspects of wrestling?
What do you mean all aspects of wrestling?
Or we're not talking about all aspects of wrestling?
I mean, on this show, we'll talk about pop culture references.
Exactly.
So if Vince McMahon decides to assault somebody else, we'll talk about that probably. But other than that, no.
Or the Smashing Machine rave reviews.
Well, that's a movie. That's not. I mean, The Rock happens to be a wrestler. But yeah.
Anyways, though, wrestling. I'm mad at wrestling right now, and it's not looking good for it. But again, that's what I have to say there after seeing what happened in France.
Yay, wrestling.
That's right. Yay! One last time, Allison. Yay,
you
wrestling.
Got 3 more months, and I said I would retire watching wrestling when Cena retires, and which is literally poetic.
I can't wait.
Yep. Well, we got 3 months. You have December 13th, I think, is the day.
That is the last match.
We'll see you there. But why don't we switch from a fake? It's hard for me to say now. Fake sport to a real sport. And no, it's not it's not following Trump. We had a very big blockbuster trade in the NFL take place last week that has to be discussed now. And that's the fact that Micah Parsons, somebody who was averaging 12 sacks a year in his first 4 years in the NFL, he is going to Green Bay. The Packers acquired defensive end / linebacker Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys. And all it took to get this generational player was Kenny Clark, an all-pro but aging defensive lineman, and 2 first-round picks in 2026 and 2027. After that, Micah Parsons wanted to get paid. He got paid. 4 years, $188 million, $120 million guaranteed, the highest ever contract for a non-quarterback. And yeah, Micah Parsons is going to help a Packers team that is definitely on the rise, a Packers team that definitely can go to the NFC, can represent the NFC in the Super Bowl this year. And the Cowboys, very surprisingly, didn't give him up for much. Now, I will say, I don't think this was a shocking trade for the last 6 months. If you've been paying attention, it's been nothing but complaints going back and forth. The only thing I guess that's surprising is that they waited to do this right before the season started. They could have gotten more. They could have done it in the summer, but
They wanted
that's
to
the only
stop him
thing.
from practicing with Green Bay.
Yeah, and ultimately, very interesting. I do think the Cowboys at this point, they really are going to struggle this season, and the Packers are in a great spot right now as long as everybody stays healthy. But where do I start? We can first talk about Jerry Jones. First, the GM and the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. After what I thought, if anybody sees the Dallas Cowboys documentary, absolutely excellent. And then, he does this. Lets go of this player pretty easily. And though he claims that, this is a good move for us, he was, we'll still be able to stop the run, yada, 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 and whatever. Very interesting things he said. I could get the quotes shortly too if we needed, but he seemed perfectly fine and content letting him go. And yeah, well, it's just very weird trading him in conference.
Yeah.
Trading into a team that embarrassed him on his own field 2 years ago in the playoffs. And yeah, it's just very, very strange how little they had to give up for this generational player, despite struggling in the postseason. 2 games, was bad against the 49ers last year, and then obviously bad against the Packers 2 years ago. I'm sorry, was bad against the 49ers in 2022, and then bad against the Packers, ironically, in 2023. Yeah. The Cowboys didn't qualify last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What do you think? Do you think this is as big of a deal for the Packers? Or actually, no, before we say that, because obviously it's a big deal and the Packers are a much better team. That's obvious. It's why do you think Jerry Jones let him go so easily? I just want to say for me, I think he really, even at 82 years old, really has so much pride. I can win without him. I don't need him. I don't need this stuff. Like, I was like, I'll give you away for free and I'll still win.
Which is crazy.
I think that's what it really is.
It could be.
I really think that he has so much pride now. Hasn't won in 30 years. Well, yeah, explain that.
Okay, but why CeeDee Lamb was the same way? He didn't trade CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott was the same way a couple of years ago before he got his deal. It wasn't like that.
Were they really? I don't think they were quite as aggressive.
They were aggressive to the point. Here's the problem. I think Matt's right. I think for the wrong Matt's right, but wrong reason. I think Jerry Jones felt offended that he had his word and discussed this between them two and not have his what's the name with them. And the minute what's the name told Jerry Jones that go to his agent and flip the script, and he felt like, all right, we had an agreement that was going to be between us. You now backed out, balked on that agreement. Now I don't want to fuck with you. I don't trust you, and I'm just going to deal you. And that's what he got. And he's going to use those picks. He's going to have a shitty season now, but he's going to leverage those picks that
So I was thinking about those picks, right, Jose? Because I was like, because I think a part of the thing that should be recognized is he just did sign, and I'm going to forget his name.
You're talking about the cornerback.
They
gave him an extension, Deron Bland.
Yeah, they just gave him a stupid amount of money.
$90 million.
So it's like, clearly money wasn't the problem.
And he's not even the best defensive back as Stephon Diggs is on that defense.
Right. So he's clearly got money. And frankly, I think that lends credence to the idea that this was some sort of I don't want to say a revenge thing, but like he was trying to make a statement. He let Parsons go, and then he spent a ridiculous amount of money on somebody else just to be like, I could have paid you. but you didn't respect me or you didn't play it my way or whatever broke down between the two of them. And that was, I think, a clear message of this is not because we're broke, this is because I don't like you. But I'm like, I'm thinking about next year's draft, and obviously it's super early. You never know who's going to have a really good season and who's not. But like, who are the defensive standouts that we're anticipating? And again, you never know because someone could declare but then pull out. Like, there's a tons of things that could happen between now and then in the draft. But like
You're talking about
in college,
in
yeah.
college.
Yeah, who are they replacing him with next year in leveraging these
Kenny
picks?
Clark. That's what
But
they
who said
said.
they're going?
And
But who said they're going defense next year? You want my eyes to me? I think they're gonna try to get a quarterback.
okay, but then my
Why?
question
They still
is,
have Dak under
Yeah, but
contract. While still he's not good,
he's not
but
good. But
well, I mean,
if
that's
you
why,
can
man,
if
he's
you
not
can get,
good.
I mean, you can let him when it's time to release him. We release him. But what's the name? You can also realize that you're setting yourself up for the future. You can you have money by trading. What's the name? You just saved yourself $44 million in cap for next season.
Right, no, I
the
agree.
only
And you've
thing is
got
he's
now
82
four.
years old.
Well, that yeah, but he's got 40. He's got four first round picks now. His own two, and then the Packers for
You mean
26 and
80,
27.
82 years old makes a goddamn difference in mine. This motherfucker
I
thinks
don't
he's
think
gonna live
so.
forever.
Correct. I don't think he's
I,
thinking about how old he is.
I
But
don't know,
He
man.
does
Father
not.
time.
but
I
my
mean,
thing is like,
he doesn't know, but you know.
well,
I'm
Yeah,
yeah,
just
but that's
saying.
what. But as long
And
as
that
he's
was
the
what's
one writing the
interesting in the last
checks,
part of the doc that they did talk about the mortality in the
yeah, I
last
don't think
episode.
he thinks he's gonna. Anyway, my point is like,
And trust me, I
okay,
like Jerry Jones, even though I
but
hate the Cowboys.
you get through the 27 after the draft, and you're not focusing on defense. That doesn't change the fact that the gamble is he says we can still stop the run. If that proves to be
Oh,
untrue,
pick six, TCU.
oh shit, really?
Yeah.
They started
Right in their
off.
own end zone. That looked really
UNC
bad.
started hot too, but no. What was I gonna say? I don't know. To me, it's like if they can't stop the run this year, and it's certainly plausible that their defense suffers greatly from this loss, then they
I mean,
have to spend one of those picks on a defensive player. Like they just have to. There isn't an alternative.
well, I
So I don't
mean,
know. Like to me, it just feels like I don't know. To me, it feels like it's
it,
a
it might
weird risk.
it might confuse. They couldn't stop the run last year when they had him. They're not going to stop the run with
Well,
this year without him. So it
right,
really
but that
doesn't it makes
only
a difference.
well, but it does because at some point to win a football game, you'll need to be able to play defense better than they currently play it, right? So losing your best defensive player is not a good way to get better at defense. I think
They
that that's
have
a
no,
fair
and they have a shitty
statement.
offense too, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
look, I don't disagree. I think they've got bad defense and offense. They need better players in most positions. I don't disagree with you. I just feel like you've got a couple of guys who are talented. I feel like you would say, I want you to stay and I want to replace whatever, the jabroni next to you with a young guy who's hungrier and maybe better. And like that's what I want to do. I that would be my guess is that they wanted to keep the talented ones and remove the folks who aren't quite as good. But it's weird to get rid of one of the few talents everyone universally agrees is
Yes,
on your team.
he is good, but he definitely has to show up in the postseason bigger games.
Sure. Oh yeah, I'm not
Now
saying he's
we'll have to see
perfect,
if he
but
could do it for the Packers.
yeah, I think he will. I think the Packers will be a good team this year.
Which is my home team.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, is everyone very excited because the
Yeah.
Pack's
Well,
got
my
a.
dad has season tickets, so
Oh
yeah,
wow, okay.
he's very excited.
Oh yeah, this is they have a really good
They have a
shot
real
this
shot
year in
this
the
year.
NFC. But they still have the Lions to get through in the NFC
Yes.
North, so we'll
Lions,
see if they're
Lions is
going.
not that good this compared to last year.
They don't
Yeah, they
feel
are.
that
They
way.
have pretty much the whole defense coming back. Their
Yeah,
whole defense got annihilated last year. And
they feel like a spark is missing from them though. Watching them preseason, I know it's
I
preseason, so
mean,
it's
then
hard
they
to
lost a
tell. But
defensive coach.
oh
who
yeah,
Aaron
They,
Glenn to go to the Jets?
yeah.
there you
Well, I
go.
would
Get
I
some
wouldn't be
money in
worried
there.
about. I wouldn't be worried about that.
Exactly. I don't think the coordinator matters.
The players are still there. That's what's important.
Yep. So we will see what happens there. The Packers will start their season on Sunday, and then the Cowboys will start their season on Thursday.
Mhm.
Cowboys and Eagles to start the NFL season.
That's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, wow. That's a tough draw for the Cowboys. Yeah, he said we could still stop the run. Well, you got a shot. Now's your chance to prove it.
This will definitely.
I wonder what the money line on that one is. It's got to be like minus 500 on the freaking Eagles.
I can tell you right now. Right now,
It has to be minus 500. It has to be up there.
500. I mean, that's in the NFL, not in the NFL.
In the
never
NFL,
get that high.
Go ahead, tell me.
I'm looking
It's
right now.
3 to 5.
That's still not 5 to 1 though. All right, but let me see the official word. Right now, at this moment, I'm gonna get this from the score.
Okay.
We have a So yes, the Eagles are at minus 400 to them, but not 500.
What did I? Oh,
I mean, that's close.
That's not, you're not wrong. You're wrong.
Come
It's
on.
not 500. 400
No,
and 500
yes,
is
but
the
that's
same.
crazy close.
Did I not
That's a
say-
steep one. You
did
said
I not say
500. You
3
said
to 5?
500.
I said 3 to 5. Hey, motherfucker,
You
get
said
this right.
500.
I'm closer than whatever bullshit
400.
number you're giving. So don't give me that bullshit.
You're still gonna say 500 though. It's not
That's
500.
still
I said
steep.
3 to
Well,
5.
that's
I
still steep,
went
though.
5. I said 3 to 5. I put any money on it. 3 to 5.
Still not 500
And it
though.
went 4. Okay,
not
4, whatever
500.
it is. Hey, whatever bullshit number you were thinking. You were thinking minus 200, I bet.
Whatever it was, I didn't think it was 500, but it's not. So
It's
your
right
number's
fucking
closer.
there. Yeah, of course it is. Because I know that.
Well, we'll
fucking
see if
bet.
it moves. Maybe it moves later.
Maybe
in
it
the week.
moves.
No,
But
you know what?
anyways-
No, honestly, it's gonna move to 5 by Thursday.
It
All right, we'll
could.
see. And if
That's
it does,
not
I will
definitely
eat ice
impossible.
cream.
It definitely is.
All right, well, bring it here and tell us on the recording for Friday's episode.
Yeah.
And I will say, Jose, you were right. The end.
Listen, all I do is bet football, so I know it's gonna move up to 5.
Well, I hope it's a fun game. So,
Hell no! Fucking they getting the fucking rings and shit. They're gonna
I mean,
fucking
I don't want to see
mollywop
it either.
Dallas.
It's the two hated teams. But
Oh.
whatever.
I just wish they could both lose. That's Matt right now.
Oh, it's the end in the tie.
No, I definitely don't want it to be in a tie. That messes up division ranks. But anyways, we'll worry about that later. So Israel and Palestine.
Oh, good.
Anyways,
Oh,
no,
what a
okay.
segue.
So let me explain. In all seriousness, actually, the Adam Friedland podcast goes viral this week. All right. First things first, huge disclaimer. Obviously, the conflict between Israel and Palestine is heartbreaking, it's horrendous, it's shameful, and obviously we don't endorse it. It's awful what's going on over there. Now, amongst this conflict, especially in the last few years, it's very tense, especially on social media regarding the discussion regarding what's going on over in the Middle East, right?
Mhm.
So we do have another example of that, of content being created discussing the conflict between Israel and Palestine, specifically the Adam Friedland show. Adam Friedland's recent interview with Rep. Richie Torres of New York City has garnered widespread attention for its emotional intensity and candid conversation over the Israel-Hamas conflict. Friedland, a Jewish comedian known for his irreverent Friedland, a Jewish comedian known for his irreverent style, became visibly emotional during the discussion, challenging Torres on his unwavering support for Israel amidst the ongoing violence in Gaza. At one point, Friedland expressed, quote, "Me saying this to you right now will hurt people in my own family. This feels like a stain on our history," end quote. The raw moment resonated deeply with viewers, particularly Jewish Americans grappling with the complexities of identity and political allegiance. All right, so let me play you these 3 clips that amongst them got 10 million views each. Again, the context is there. Hear it, tell you what I think about it, and anyone else who wants to participate. But I appreciate how... Oh, yeah, let me play the clips for you first. First, this one. Again, even though it's from 10 million from, quote, Hispanic Sean King. But it says here, "I've never seen anything like this. How is Adam Friedland making me emotional right now?"
If you have disagreements with the Israeli government, you should voice your criticism of the Israeli government. But there is no justification for intimidation or harassment against American Jews.
I'm telling you as a Jew right now that we are receiving a lot more hate because of what the people with the flag that has a Jewish star on are doing to other people right now.
That might be.
And I'm telling you, as a Jewish person, how painful it is for us to say, and it hurts my stomach to say this. So you're going to say, I disagree, that this is a genocide. And that hurts to say that a Jew could do that. It hurts because we grew up with learning about what hatred is. We grew up learning about this. And the same year the state of Israel was established, in 1948, the world saw the Holocaust, and they established standards for what a genocide is. It was the same year. And the world said that this shouldn't be a thing that happens. You know? And I just wonder, like, it doesn't make sense to me, I don't know, it doesn't track to me why there's this fixation with kids at a school and two examples of people at a restaurant that there was banging.
Two examples. I mean, there are surveys on it.
Give me read
the EDL surveys on it. Because
it's hard for me to talk about this in public because you're being a dick. That's mean.
And that look on his face, man. For those listening, he's just like, wow. Now let me play the second clip related to this, and then one more after that. Again, it's just added. He simply says, "This is crazy." A couple minutes, but let's hear what he's got to say.
And we were told, and our whole community in this country is told, that we have to defend Israel and love Israel because it'll stop the Holocaust. It will stop another Holocaust from happening. And my dad was born in 1951. That was 6 years after these atrocities. His friends' parents, he knew these people that had been through this hell, these skeletons. And it terrified us. And the understanding in our community is that we have to defend Israel. But I lived there, and I went to a settlement at the end of my year there, and I looked down a hill at a Palestinian village, and I saw how they lived, and I turned back and I looked at the settlement and saw how they lived. And people live in a world where they're demeaned and dehumanized and surveilled constantly by people and this isn't in Gaza, by people in SWAT team outfits with semi-automatic weapons, and that's what the world is seeing. And you keep telling me that the problem is someone's getting yelled at a restaurant? I'm sorry.
You're conflating two different issues. So I don't
Please. Me saying this to you right now will hurt people in my own family, okay? Because this is a very important thing to us. And the fact that I still fucking care about being Jewish is embarrassing. I should just be a guy. But this feels like a stain on our history. And it feels like it's changed what being Jewish is. Because what being Jewish is isn't Israel. Judaism has existed for 4,000 years. This is a country for 75 years. You know, like, it is the oldest, one of the oldest monotheistic religions. Anti-Semitism is one of the oldest forms of hatred. People in my life are going to be mad at me about this, but I'm saying this because I am Jewish.
All right. Last thing I'll play really quick was actually after the interview, and they're talking. The cameras and mics, still mics are on, and the cameras are showing what those two did after their heated debate. Or, well, I don't know if you say heated because that dude Torres shows no emotion, literally, but at least a tense debate. So this is what we'll end with.
No, I think you have an agenda to speak about this. I
didn't have an agenda.
I really did.
It's your number one topic.
It's not my number one topic. It's just not.
It is.
It's not my number one topic. It's not
what
my
I
number.
saw.
Well, then I'm happy. I was not elected on Israel. You don't get elected in the South Bronx and the
I'm
Northeast
not
Bronx.
trying to make you feel bad or like.
No, but I just don't think you know what you're talking about.
Interesting. All right. My thing I want to say here, again, not to have a political side, not educated like I should be, I guess, on this conflict, but it's the idea of this dude showing vulnerability. I understood everything. I understood where he came from, and somebody who's not Jewish, but definitely has been around Jewish people his whole life, being in the Northeast, and I understand. I felt for him. I got emotional the first time watching it because it's not easy to show emotions like that, especially having this tense conversation with somebody that it's clearly you're hard to comprehend with, and on camera and on a mic too, where you have to balance your professionalism, being entertaining on a podcast, while truly getting really emotionally affected. I give a lot of credit to Mr. Friedland on here. So that's what I think was good. That's where I commend him on. And yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, I think it's really hard for some folks, in fairness, and there's a myriad reason for this, to just understand the concept of something like that. Um, Obviously, complicated histories are abound. That Israel is not the first, nor will be the last civilization to have contentious histories and contentious leaders. Um, but there is something to be said when you are represented by a group that used to be out, quote unquote, on the outs, and now you're less so. Maybe not completely not, right? Anti-Semitism is still very much a real thing, as Representative Torres was, I think, trying to point out. But to just see the fact that, you do have this identity, and that identity comes with so much history. Some of it you are proud of, some of it you're not proud of, and you can't erase or choose which part of the identity gets to matter to you because it's all in there. It's all mixed together. And so I think he was speaking from a really like a real place. Like,
Yeah.
he understands what it means to be on one end of hate, and he also does feel compelled to say that I don't feel good about what folks are doing, invoking, you know, my identity in the process. And there's people who will disagree or whatever, and that's fine. But he was the one on the show, so we're talking about him. And what struck me was not just his candor, but the way that his guest, the congressman, I would say responded, but he didn't respond really. He was dismissive in the few lines he did speak, and then clearly he felt that he was in some way attacked for on the show by the host. And we've talked, just for people who are curious, Congressman Torres is a Democrat. Um, and we've talked on this show, and millions of people who are smarter than Matt and I, who do this for a living, talked about this twice as long on their shows and whatever,
Yeah, right.
about like going and talking with people and authenticity and stuff like that, right? Like we talk about that. Like you should go on Rogan, you should do, right? So now we've got this guy who's in theory finding a popular podcast and going on it, and now a real conversation is happening. And not only does he not engage, he gets mad about it. Dude, this guy, whether you agree, like I'm gonna guess based on this interview that Congressman Torres is a big fan of Israel. Just
Yeah, that's the
based
stance
on
that he
right,
has been
based on
alleged
the
with him.
right, based on the way he reacted it throughout the three clips, and if that's wrong or more nuanced, reach out, let us know. Come on our show.
Yeah.
But my thing is like you had a real conversation happening in front of you. You're talking to a real person. Like that's the moment to have some authenticity, isn't it? That's the moment to articulate a real point as a human being, person to person. There's no audience, there's no consultants. You don't have a 30-second timer like in a debate. Someone is bearing their soul to you about how hard it is for them as a person of XYZ background or the importance of identity. Dude, that's a layup. If you're an empathetic person, that's a layup. Talk about that.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying you have to take the guy's side if you disagree with him, but be like, I mean, everyone has feelings of identity. Everyone. Like, everyone came from somewhere. Everyone's family came from somewhere. I'm the whitest dude ever. Both halves of my family are immigrants from like just around World War II. That's not a long time. You know what I mean? Like in the grand scheme of things. So it's like everyone's from somewhere. So talk about that and talk about what identity means to you. Like have a real conversation that tries to, if not make him feel better, at least empathize with what it means to be grappling with who you are. Like that's like existential stuff that people will remember if you make them feel a certain way. And it just, to me, it's crazy that the comedian did it, but the guy whose job it is to help people and make people's lives better had no concept of how to do that, from what I saw, anyway.
And just to confirm, Ryan, I have right here, Torres has received a $1.2 million donation during his campaign from the pro-Israel lobbyists.
Okay, so that's where that's coming from, and it's probably why it got brought up.
Yeah.
Okay, but again, which whatever. Like, I'm not saying you have to change his stance. I'm just saying it doesn't just, you can't go on Rogan and, as an example, and be silent. You can't go on Friedland's podcast and not have a real conversation with the guy. Like it's not
And
just
then confront him when the cameras are
well
off.
that yeah that that was
But then,
that was
then he
worse
wasn't.
too. But
Yeah.
it's like but it's just like we learned the wrong lesson. It isn't about showing, and it's because we didn't learn the lesson. We're doing what we have been doing all this time, and it's why we're in the current spot we're in, where we have to see whether or not the current president is lying about who he went golfing with. Okay, we're just showing up and thinking that's enough. Just being there. Oh, we went on the podcast that all the young men listen to, so now they love us again. No, talk, be a person. If you disagree, disagree, but disagree like a person.
I think that's the key word right there, Ryan, is about being a person. Because we talk about the phoniness of the American politician now. This is a prime example of them being phony.
Right,
And we just needed an empathetic moment and vulnerable moment, which Friedland did.
Yes, that's what I mean. The comedian nailed it.
Yeah.
If he was the one running for
some-
Congress, I would be impressed. I'd be like, listen, whether I agree with him or not about what he said, it was irrelevant. He's trying. He's speaking for real. You can tell he means it. And you'd be like, I know, if nothing else, I know that guy running for Congress, as an example, cares about something. He has a set of beliefs. He has an opinion, and he's trying his best to live by those opinions. Like, this is not hard. And how that dude failed a layup is insane to me.
We'll see what happens when he's up for re-election.
I guess.
But yeah, interesting stuff right there, right? So one last thing to go here to talk about something that is involved with politics, but is involved with literal U.S. history. So just this past weekend was the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina hitting New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 20 years. 20 years since Hurricane Katrina, guys.
Must you feel old?
Yeah, right? And the thing here, right? I watched Katrina come hell or high water on Netflix over the week.
Mm-hmm.
I watched all 3 parts, right? I wasn't planning on it, but where I was at, the TV was on. I was watching the first one. I watched all 3 like that. But yeah, Netflix Katrina Come Hell and High Water is a powerful 3-part documentary series that commemorates the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. And it offers an in-depth exploration of the storm's devastation and its enduring impact on New Orleans and its residents. All right, so me and Ryan were in the 5th grade during Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that vividly. I remember as a kid watching CNN with my dad at my old house, parents' old house, and I remember the CNN anchor saying, I don't know if it was I don't remember if it was the anchor or if it was it was somebody on CNN saying, "Pray for us."
Mm-hmm.
And well, yeah, at the time, I remember it being tense. I remember it being talked about for a solid month.
Yeah.
And seeing the telethons and seeing all the aid and that being a major talking point, like all of this would be September 2005, right? The landfall hit was August 31st. 20 years later now, actually watching that doc, which is very good. It's not an easy watch, I will say. It's a very difficult watch. I will warn you there, but I mean, the stories were just heartbreaking to hear. They had this, any spoilers here, a few of them, right? They had this guy, this grandpa, just, I'm not going to say casually, but he was telling a story about how two of his granddaughters, I think it was maybe, it was at least two granddaughters, it might have been his wife too, just washed away.
Yeah.
And then the levees breaking. They basically, the hit happens, Katrina, and it fairly, I'm not going to say it was okay, but, they did its damage, but what
Mhm.
really happened was those government mandated levees breaking, and 80% of New Orleans is flooded just everywhere. And it was scary. And I'm just like, I couldn't stop watching. Like, I almost felt like I was morally obligated to watch it, going through it and understanding what a sad situation and how it was a real fumble for both local, state, and federal governments on that.
Mm.
And there was they think about 150 people who didn't evacuate. They only evacuated about 24 hours before they told them to go 24 hours before the storm hit. And yeah, I mean, it was just brutal story after brutal story, but that's important to watch. And like, wow, I don't, like, at the time I'm in the 5th grade. I won't say didn't care, but I'm just being like an 11-year-old, just living my life. But now, double that my age, well, not double, but 20 years later, I'm like, wow, like, it should have been taken more seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree in terms of like obviously being 10, 11 years old, you don't necessarily prioritize folks in a place you've never been. Right? Like, and that's, I mean, frankly, there's people who are full grown adults who don't prioritize people from places they've never been. But I've actually now been to New Orleans. Wasn't there for that long, but I've been. I spent time there. And I mean, I obviously kept to like pretty touristy things, and all of that is by and large. I don't want to say back to normal because I don't know what it looked like before in 2000, and I don't know what it looked like in 2004, but
5.
2005, sorry, yeah. But it's it's built, it's there, but from the folks that I did talk to while I was there, casually too, it wasn't like, I wasn't there for work or anything. It still got brought up, right? Like, apparently driving through the rest of the city, when you're, not on the riverfront and you're not on what's it called? Like a Bourbon Street or whatever. Like, you can still see the the kind of the scars of that happening.
Yeah.
And it's like it's an enduring issue. And it, like, the buildings might be back, but like the people, the jobs, the faith in, like, well, in anybody to come help them if something bad happened, it's just not the same. It's not there anymore, and it takes a long time to build that back, right? So, yeah, 20 years is a long time, but it's not if you live there, right? Like, that's still generational. Like, a kid, like someone our age who was there is 30 now. Like, that's and they're going to hopefully be around another 30 to 50 years. Like, it's a long time. People who were there, who had to watch it happen, had to watch people get swept away, all that stuff, like, those people are still in the city and they're still relatively young, all things considered. And so, yeah, it's going to be not a problem, but it's going to be a lasting scar for a lot of people, for the whole city for a long time yet to come, because it's still like, again, you still know people who were there. It's the same with like 9/11. You still know people who were there. They're still, your parents, grandparents, kids in some cases that were like elementary school. So, this isn't like 3 generations back, 4 generations back, your great 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 uncle from the Mayflower sort of thing. Like,
Yeah, major U.S. history happened not
yeah.
too long ago, and who knows if we still learn from it.
Uh,
I don't know. And yeah, and the loopholes that the government did to not pay for those levies after, like, being held accountability, that was terrible. And like I just like,
Well, I think that's the stuff we didn't learn, Matt. I won't
yeah,
lie to you.
right.
I'll put
At the
my own
time,
opinion in there.
it's very good of the
No,
doc
I meant
about that. So.
now though. I mean,
Oh,
I don't believe for even half a second that our current government, and I don't just mean actually this one. I mean the government writ large, in the late 2020s would do anything differently. I think they would avoid accountability. I think they would do all of the things that we saw them do 20 years ago to avoid it being their fault. And the quick, lighthearted story. One thing I don't know why this is a core memory of that time. I was at a family gathering and a distant aunt. It's not distant, but not like one of my parents' siblings. So someone a little bit more removed from family, but an aunt was probably drinking, I don't remember, but complaining about something, some sort of news thing in politics, and somehow it got locked in on Katrina, right? And she was adamant that Kevin Costner, who I believe had done like one of those like telethons trying to get money or whatever, like she was so mad at him for not going there on his boat and helping people. Like I am not kidding you.
Like
She was like, Kevin Costner's got this boat. Why isn't he out there helping people? In my mind, I'm like, I don't know if Kevin Costner's fishing boat has the requisite the requisite
This was
sonar
back in
and
2005.
yeah, this was I mean, New Orleans
She
was
was
still
genuinely
underwater.
convinced that this
She
Hollywood
was.
actor
I wasn't.
has
She
to go out of
was.
his way to.
And I just remember in the car ride home, my parents being like, yeah, what the hell was that about? You're like no one stopped her because like you don't want to be like. And I think nowadays people probably would. They'd be like, "What are you talking about?" But like everyone let her just go. And then in the car ride, my parents were both like, "Yeah, what the hell was that about?" Kevin Costner going in on his boat to save people in New Orleans. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So that's a lighthearted story, but I think it did come from a place of she wanted people to get help. I just for some reason she felt it should be Kevin Costner. So I don't know, but yeah, whatever for whatever reason.
Get from the great God, but we digress.
Yeah.
So the U.S. Open is happening, right? I have to
Yes.
say, everybody's all of a sudden a big tennis fan when the U.S. Open's around, but whatever, right? But a nice celebration of the great game of tennis in our country there. But did you see what happened with this guy, Polish millionaire CEO Piotr Shrezhurek? Piotr Shrezhurek
Yeah, I did see that.
was exposed after grabbing a tennis star's hat after he was giving it to his child. I'm sorry, I cannot attempt the tennis player's name, but somebody very good. Gonna give his hat to a kid, and this millionaire does this. Gotta give it to the kid. He just swipes it.
Oh.
And he's begging for it. He doesn't care. He puts it in the wife's bag or girlfriend's bag, or since he's a millionaire, probably his sugar baby or whatever. I'm just making assumptions, but just takes
Allegedly.
it, whatever. Allegedly. So he says this after after he says this regarding the incident. The recent incident at a tennis match has caused disappropriate online uproar. It's about the famous hat, of course. Yes, I took it. Yes, I did it quickly. But as I've said, as I've always said, life is first come, first served, he claimed. He then added, quote, I understand that some people might not like it, but please, let's not make a global scandal out of the hat. It's just a hat. If you were faster, you would have it. Regarding online hate, I remind you that insulting a public figure is subject to legal liability.
No, it's not.
Where did you get that at?
All offensive comments, slander, and insinuations will be analyzed for the possibility of taking the matter to court. And end quote. In the end, chin up, hats off, less venom, more sportsmanship.
Who said that?
The CEO who took the hat.
I have
never
if you
heard
want to see
that.
the glove. If you want,
the-
there's an official word.
I know that TMZ says it has an official response from it. It's a completely different shit that you got. He gave the hat.
All right, give us nah, bro. Give us the quote. There's a tweeted quote from it.
Said, go to TMZ. It's a fucking tough thing. He put it.
I have this right here from him.
I don't know. I think we're being trolled, kid.
No, we're not being trolled. You're being trolled. TMZ doesn't have an official response.
TMZ?
I'm gonna look it up right now. Let's put
Go
this
ahead.
matter to bed while you guys talk about it.
And if I'm right, I'm getting off the show.
Okay, we'll see. You're not. But anyways, I said the thing right there. I literally wrote Pixar TMZ. There's literally nothing here on top. So it looks like you're staying, bro. But anyways, that's the quote that was said from him. And that is the most CEO quote I've ever heard. That is Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, that's comically
everybody
CEO.
there. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it seems like somebody would say something like that.
Okay, here it goes. This nigga, I'm off the show because I'm about to send you it to you right now.
Anyways, Ryan,
I'm looking,
regarding the
Yeah,
incident, though,
I sent it. I sent it to you in the chat.
I mean, this is in Polish, but
No, but they
um,
translate it. TMZ on article translate it. He thought it was for his kid, but then he gave the hat back.
I mean,
So I
hey,
don't.
by the way, I would
anyways, it doesn't
hope
fucking matter. It's
he
the
gave the hat
stupid
back.
thing the thing there, but I don't.
I'm off the show.
Jesus Christ. All right, we had to quickly pause to figure it out. So yes, Jose's right about the TMZ quote, but he also said two quotes. So he said two quotes.
Yes.
Right? Can you explain what's going on?
Yeah, so it looks like he was getting dragged for taking the hat. He didn't realize it was a kid who was receiving the hat, allegedly. So he gave that response not to the child, of course, though it was to a child. He just didn't know it, but was just like, listen, life comes at you fast. I got there first. Don't hate the player, hate the game. When people pointed out, dude, you snatched it away from like a kid, he realized just how badly this was going to look for him and frankly for his company. And so he did, I will stipulate the correct thing and gave the hat back to the kid, saying I was not trying to take a hat from a kid. I didn't know that there was a kid who's like that was next to me. There was a lot of people. I just snatched it because I saw he was giving the hat away. My bad. Like we support kids in sports and all that stuff. So yes, when he didn't know it was a kid and he thought people were just mad that he snatched the hat out of the tennis player's hand before anybody else could grab it, he went with this ruthless CEO first come first serve bit. That was his thought process was if you guys were faster, as he said, if you guys were faster, the hat would be yours. When he realized that was being directed inadvertently to a child, he very quickly changed his tune, found who the kid was, and then gave the hat back. Because there is no way to use chin up, more sportsmanship, less venom on a small child. It's not a good line for a kid. It's barely a good line for adults, if we're being honest. But yes. So when he found out what was going on, he he went ahead and made sure that the kid got the hat back. But yes, both things
just
did
let
happen.
the kids grab it at the end of the day. Sorry. When stuff like this happens, let the athletes hand it to the kids, not the adults, not the autograph seekers. And it was still strange and still weird. But this damn CEO's tearing us almost tears us apart too. So
The CEO is so full of shit.
exactly. Yeah.
To be clear, he's also saying that he didn't know that other
Yeah,
statement was going
bullshit.
out.
I've been to US Open and I've been in a fight. You fucking know. Bullshit.
No, I'm saying he's
exactly.
saying he didn't know
from the
that
footage.
Well,
From the
yeah, but
footage
when
too. How could you not know it was a
like
kid?
it was mad obvious little kid had it first. Like he fucking wrestled it out.
I just want to clarify. He's saying he didn't know that the first statement went out. He's claiming he had no knowledge of that first statement going out.
That's what I mean, to be honest, that first statement, that motherfucker had that balls to go basically tell everybody to go fuck themselves from keeping the hat.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It definitely is a wild statement. That first one.
Too. So someone better go find that little kid and see if he really did get that hat back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, the new statement opens with, today I know that I did something that looked like I deliberately took a souvenir from a child. It wasn't my intention, but that doesn't change the fact that I hurt the boy and disappointed the fans. To me, that reads a lot like he didn't know it was a kid, found out it was a kid, and immediately was like, I didn't say that. I didn't even know it was a kid, and now I do, and I'm going to give it back. Which, again, I cannot stress enough, and this is something I say all the time. When you're wrong, right? and you get caught on it, just apologize and do the right thing, A, and then B, everyone else, let it go. If the kid got the hat back, presumably he did. I'm sure now if we find out next week that that's not true, that's a different thing. But presumably the kid got the hat back. That's it.
Well, the little kid got something.
We shouldn't yell at people for doing the right thing. When he gave the hat back, be like, all right, good. You were a dick when you took the hat, but you did the right thing by giving it back. We shouldn't make people feel bad about doing the right thing. So that's my 2 cents. I think if he did it and the kid got the hat and everyone's happy now, we live and we let learn. The CEO would never do it again.
The little kid made out anyway, because supposedly, there's pictures. The little kid got
to meet the player, right?
Got to meet the player and a bunch of other fucking swag. Even I watch tennis all the time. I don't even know who the fuck this player is. So
yeah, I don't watch tennis enough to even comment. I know that one American guy who's like super young and also very good.
Ben Shelton.
Yeah. So that's the only tennis player I think I know that's currently relevant. Oh, Naomi, what's her name is back. But anyway, not the point. Point is,
she won today. She won today.
Tennis is the one sport I understand the game, but I just don't follow it too deeply.
Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs. I couldn't
bet on tennis. I couldn't break down. I couldn't analyze it. I don't know what's going on. I just know when something works and something doesn't.
Well, I just know when someone snatches a hat from a child and when they don't.
You know what? Betting tennis is like. You ever play that fucking computer game back in the day? That mime game. Like you got the mime game. Like you got a bunch of all the squares and you don't want to hit the wrong one or.
Oh yeah.
So basically, when you look at the tennis brackets, like you expect all the favorites, but once in a blue, underseed will be a top ranked player, and your job is to try to parlay the ones that you think is not going to lose.
Right.
That's like what betting tennis is. Like Jovac and all of them, you know they're gonna always make it to at least to the semis. So you try to stick with them, but they're like minus 700 and stuff in the beginning. So you gotta parlay them.
Minus 500.
It's like
no.
It's like March Madness.
I wish
like,
I would have took it. Yeah, March Madness. But
it's like March Madness. You know someone is going to upset somebody, and you just gotta hope that it's not you.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Last clip before I got some questions for you all. Hershey, Pennsylvania, right? You saw what happened in Hershey, Pennsylvania at Hershey Park?
I did not.
Yes.
Did
with that little boy?
Ryan? Yes, exactly.
Only did I not. I have friends who were there this weekend. So I'm very curious.
All right, so let me paint the picture really quick. Hershey, has anyone actually been to Hershey Park? I haven't.
Yes.
I have, yes.
Is it cool?
Nah.
It's all right.
Yeah, I agree. Me and Jose agree.
Like Six Flags is better?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
I think the only reason why you go to like Hershey Park is because you got Legoland next door and you got the little fucking chocolate museum you can go to and get free
I
chocolates.
feel like chocolate's better.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Other than that, you don't fucking. Hey guys,
actually, there is a Six Flags I've been to in like the Adirondack area. No, not here. Adirondack area, which I would say is actually probably comparable or a little bit less exciting than Hershey Park. But by and large, I would say most amusement parks are more exciting than Hershey Park.
Hey, not to sound like a pedophile. I'd rather chill at Sesame Place than Hershey Park, to be honest.
Isn't that what Sesame Place in Disney?
No, Sesame Place is in
or whatever.
It's in Pennsylvania next to Hershey.
I didn't end up there. I missed that one.
It's just a water. It's just a water park.
Gotcha. We went in February, so that's why.
So hear this though. A harrowing incident happened in Hershey Park, Pennsylvania, when a young boy was seen walking alone on the elevated monorail tracks, approximately 100 feet above ground.
Oh.
The child had been reported missing earlier that evening after becoming separated from his parents. Despite the area being secured with a chained entrance and barricaded turnstiles, the boy somehow managed to access the restricted monorail station and wandered onto the tracks. The situation escalated when bystanders noticed the kid on the tracks and altered others. Let me play you the clip. Right here. Look at it.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
Keep walking.
I watched it the very first time, my heart was pounding hard. Like at 4:03 in the morning.
Keep going. No, keep going.
This poor kid. He's hearing stop. He's hearing keep going.
You see, he closes his hands. He uses his hands to close his ears.
Because he's there. I mean, obviously this is horrifying.
Hey, look at this boy.
But
look at that. There's a guy right here. And he jumped on the monorail.
Yes! Oh my God.
So that was bystander John Sampson from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, who responded swiftly. Driven by the paternal instinct, Sampson climbed onto the nearby snack stand roof. Sampson climbed to the nearby snack stand roof and then onto the monorail track when he safely retrieved the boy and carried him downward. The crowd erupted in cheers, which you just saw and heard. Hershey Park officials praised the quick response of both the guests and their team, emphasizing the commitment to maintaining high safety standards. The incident has prompted a review of park security measures to prevent similar occurrence in the future.
well, hold on. They said and their team.
That is what
I
they
see
said.
nobody who worked at Hershey Park in that video. There wasn't a single Hershey Park employee. I didn't see Mr. Chocolate, whoever, walking up there trying to help anybody. That was all bystanders.
Yeah. Listen,
We
man.
did great. I don't know about that, man. I didn't see you at all.
Listen, I'm not a parent. I don't know what it's like to track kids like that, so I can't really say or put a blame in this. Not that this is a place to put blame, but I mean, like, just what happened?
I mean,
What
people
happened?
get lost, right? Kids
Yeah,
get lost.
exactly.
It does happen. I'm sure the parents were looking for the kid. Now, if the parents were informed of all this by the dude from Bucks County who brought them their kid back, then yeah,
Dude, that'd be
maybe
terrible.
we bring
Somebody
up,
fucked
wow,
up
how
there.
did the parents not know their kid was gone until he was hand delivered by the man who saved him from the monorail?
So supposedly, add to the story, they reported him missing an hour before that incident
Right,
happened.
yeah. That's what I mean. So they knew they were looking for him.
Well, yeah, I mean the security camera must really fucking suck.
I was told they did a great job.
Yeah, well,
By themselves.
they're not. Of course, they're not going to shit on their own fucking. Employees.
I've been told on good authority they did well.
Thank God that fucking monorail wasn't working at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but do you think they turned
right.
it off on the off chance? that he
No,
was on the
no,
monorail, or-
it's not in use. That's part of the reason why he got on there. There's like a security taping it off, and he just went through because they're doing something maintenance on it or something going on over there.
They were blocking it by tape?
I don't know. I mean, fuck, they don't expect the little fucking kid to be in there.
Does this add to Hershey? Do you think this, in all seriousness, will this negatively or positively affect Hershey in the long term?
Season's over. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, nothing bad
You
happened.
just kind of forgot about it and wait till next summer.
They'll add an extra little cone or something at the thing and be like, that's good. What I want to know is, and Jose and Matt, please tell me, was the little boy autistic?
I don't know about that.
Because one lady screamed it, and I'm like, "Wow!" First
so you
of
just
all,
assume autistic people just would do something like that?
Yeah. Well, he covered the ears, and I think they thought that. But I'm like, no, y'all are just loud.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks
he's
that.
10 years. He's a young kid.
He's a kid. And half the group is saying go that way, half the group is saying go that way, and then you had another group of people telling him to stop moving. So then this one lady, as it gets quiet, is like, he's autistic. I'm like, no, he's just confused.
I don't think the parents are going to try. I think the parents are going to try to avoid an interview. Clearly,
I would. Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
I would, but I'm just like, the people on the ground, and again, you can't blame them. It's a scary moment. You want to try and help a kid, and if he fail, you want someone to be there to try and break the fall at least. It just got to be terrifying. So I'm not blaming them all for freaking out and basically reacting in like 20 separate ways, but it was just funny that they gave the least clear instructions ever as a mob, and then someone had the audacity to be like, kid isn't listening, he must be autistic. Like, no, you just shouted opposite things, so he doesn't know what to do. But anyway, yeah, that was a little levity, and it's only funny because it worked out thanks to a brave man who can climb better than I can, from Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
That's where Trump got shot.
You want to
Right?
know fun fact?
No, he got shot in Butler, which maybe it's the same county. I don't know. I just know the town was Butler.
Fun fact: this shit would not be happening in Disney World.
No.
it would not. No,
No.
way. There is no way.
There would have been a security guy dressed like Frozone would have snatched that kid up before he even got away from his parents.
Well, then even if it did happen, you couldn't sue them because once you signed up for Disney Plus, you just fucked yourself on the lawsuit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Could you imagine?
Oh yeah, that is true.
Somebody wanted to watch the Coco sing-along movie, and now it's not their fault if your kid get hit by a monorail. That's actually their fault.
Yep.
Shouldn't have wanted to watch a Goofy movie part 2.
Yep, and you listen to Bill.
So, actually, really one quick thing. Has anyone heard of the rapper Relic Rhymes?
What a shitty name. No.
I haven't either, and I also agree that the name is definitely tough.
Well, hear this, right?
Yes, sir? Yeah.
Rocking a bob in 2025? You look funny, yo. You look ridiculous.
What do you mean? I look good. What are you talking about?
I don't know about all that, but...
Look at you, Lord Farquaad.
Lord Farquaad? Where?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ain't no Lord Farquaad here.
Look at you.
Yeah, look at me.
Look
You
at
better
you.
keep looking. I'm your inspiration, girl. Yeah. Hey, keep trying to be me. You look pretty good, though. Ain't gonna lie. Hey.
Yo, but hear him rap, though. Hear Relic Rhymes rap. Ready?
Oh, wow, that's his real hair, huh?
I just got my hair done. My hair done. Bitch, said I got my hair done. I'm looking good. Hey, on the jacket, where you get this bread from? My bitch went to college, but you know her hair done.
Or how about this song?
Does he have a non-hair based song?
I just got my hair done. My hair done. Bitch, said I got my hair done. I'm looking good. Hey, on the jacket, where you get this bread from? My bitch went to college, but you know her hair done. Yeah. I just got my hair done. My hair done. Bitch, said I got my hair done. I'm looking.
And then he also has this.
Those song is.
I just got my hair done. My hair
He's not very tall, is he?
Said I got my hair done. I'm looking good. Hey, on the jacket, where you get this bread from? My bitch went to college, but you know her hair done.
Get the fuck out of here. I was
I-
there. I saw that motherfucker. That was during the Dominican fucking parade.
You should have hung out with Relic Rhymes.
I
and
seen
about
that
getting his hair
motherfucker.
done.
I was with my boy Cat Money, and I was like, this nigga look like a fucking... Well, I'm not going to say what I said because we get canceled. But I was like, this nigga look crazy. I seen him.
He got his hair done.
That was... Well, yeah,
How
I
did
guess
say,
he
wow,
did.
yeah, he did.
he did- he
Allison,
did
have
it
you
for-
seen him around the city?
He's got millions of views. You know he's getting rich off of just talking about getting his hair done and look like Lord Farquaad.
Will say that one comment. I hope every person in the NFL knows they have to hit this as the touchdown, Sally, is true. If anyone hits the
I
got
just
my
got my
hair
hair.
done, I will. That would be funny, especially if it's a player that's got like a what's that, like a George Kittle with the hair. You know what I mean?
I just got my hair done.
Got my hair done. That's wild. So he's got one hair-based song. He's mostly on the beat, mostly. And now he's gonna probably get to perform on like I don't know. It used to be Ellen. Ellen used to be where
Just
people
got
like
my
this would
hair
go.
done.
So I don't know where you go now that Ellen is gone.
You just
Left
go
the
up around
country.
people, talk about getting your hair done, doing this.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's the dance. All right, let's ask some questions, right? Me and Ryan and Jose were having this debate earlier today,
shit.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How did this start again?
Jey Uso.
Jey
Oh
Uso.
yeah, we were talking about the cheating and my complicated feelings on wrestling right now. Long story
Yes.
short, we saw Jey Uso, who
Ask
might be
Allison
married.
first. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, tell the
Well,
story,
yeah,
but
I'll
ask
ask
the
the
question
question.
to Allison first.
Yeah. Long story short, we saw this wrestler who allegedly might be cheating on his wife, right?
Sure.
We talked about cheating in general, right? And so let me ask you, Allison, first. Are these now we know cheating is when you cheat on somebody, right? You get intimate with somebody else, right?
Yes.
So does this count as cheating if you're either A, watching porn, 2, thinking about another girl, just thinking about another girl, 3, keeping nudes, or 4, just receiving nudes? So is it cheating if you watch porn, think about another girl, or receive or get nudes?
I would say thinking of another girl or receiving or getting nudes. I think those are both.
But receiving and
So,
getting are the
so
same
you
thing.
think getting nudes, you automatically get a nude, you're cheating.
I mean,
Well,
why is something had to have led up to someone sending you a nude? Like no one just
I agree.
randomly sends you a nude. Like
You're
you know what I
sexting.
mean? You're sexting or you're talking like dirty or something
Sure.
like prior to that.
I meant, so when I was talking about this, I was not considering from that way. Yes, obviously, if you are talking to someone and their response is to send you a naked picture of themselves, you have done or said something that indicates you'd like to be intimate with that person. And if that person is not who you're dating, you are cheating on the person you're dating. I was thinking more along the lines of you get like that random spam bot who just sends you the naked lady and they're like, XO play with me, and you just delete it. Or like,
Who gets that?
dude,
I get some of those on
yeah,
Instagram.
exactly.
What the
They happen
fuck?
all the time. My
Like
Twitters
girls
used
will
to have
send
it
me
all the
random
time.
stuff on Instagram, like nudes
So,
or stuff
all
on
right.
fans, and I'm like,
Yeah. So I was referring
oh.
to that specific thing where it's like the person the person that sent it to you, you had never spoken to before or had never spoken to like that before. So like, you know what I mean? That was where my head was at. It was like you're just sitting there, la-di-da, going about your day. Someone hits up your phone with an unprompted naked picture. Obviously, I don't think that's cheating. You didn't even know it was going to happen. It just happened
But
to you.
that's different. That's
It is
happening.
different. No, that is different. I'm agreeing with you. That is different.
Yeah.
Is watching porn though considered cheating?
I mean, that's in a religious view, yes. But
No, we would discuss that.
yeah, but here's my thing.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Porn is so, in a religious standpoint, porn is like bad. Blah blah blah. You
Yes.
shouldn't watch. Okay, you're going to
Yes.
hell. Blah blah blah. If you're
Yes.
willing to risk going to hell to watch some other girl and you have a girl in the other room
Mhm.
that's butt naked ready for you,
Right.
that's obviously I'm jerking off thinking of another girl. It's cheating.
You don't know this person. To me, cheating as a level of intimacy that does not get met in that scenario. Like again, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not wrong if you're a religious. Hold on. If you're religious, if you're in a religious tradition, and I would say most of them, not all of them, but a large majority of religious traditions are like this, then lust in general
Right. Can I just say one thing?
is a no-no, is like a go directly to hell, do not pass go, do not collect 200. But you can do lust as a single person, which does not involve cheating. You were single. You can also, frankly, you can do lust in a relationship with your partner. If you and your partner, again, from a strictly religious standpoint, if you and your partner decided to have,
I get your point, but
Yeah.
we're talking about if you had a partner, we're talking about like Jay Uso knows he has a partner, but she with Jay Parker, whatever. The point is, if I pay $10 a month on OnlyFans to watch some girl jerk her shit off or watch her fuck another dude, it's still cheating because you're
I
paying
would
for
say
it.
so what I would say
You're
is
investing in it.
if
Yes.
so no, what I would say is that if you've talked to your partner and they know what you do or don't watch, right? Ultimately, the only thing, what you're doing is lying, not cheating. So if you've told your partner, no, I don't watch that, or I'm not into that, or I would never do that, right? If you say that to them, because you know that they wouldn't like it, but now you're secretly spending $10, right, to do this, then you're lying to them. You're not cheating on them. You don't know these people. You will never probably meet these people. So you're not cheating on them, but you're lying to them. And honestly, if you're lying to them, it's just as bad because if you're willing to lie to them, then who's to say you're not willing to at some point cheat on them?
Obviously.
So while I'm not saying they're disconnected entirely. I'm just saying that there's an intimacy level that is required for it to be cheating, in my opinion. And that doesn't mean everything else is good and permissible and fine and lovely. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that cheating is a very specific term. That term requires intimacy for someone who is not in your relationship. So if you're not intimate with a person, like a real person, then you're not cheating. Again, you could be lying to them. You could definitely be lustful if you're looking at it from that religious grounds. And all of that is a no-no, right? It's all bad, but it's not the same. Like cheating is a distinct, specific thing that you've specifically done, right? Like, and you can see it when in the other ways people use the word cheating. Like cheating on your taxes requires you to actually steal money on your taxes. You know what I mean? Like if you thought about stealing money on your taxes, but you've not done it, then that's not cheating on your taxes. That's thinking
Is it
about
not?
it.
Is
You
it
can
not
even
think?
plan. You can even plan to cheat on your taxes, and it's still not cheating on your taxes. So like cheating as a word requires an actual like you got to do something with something. Like it can't just be it can't be passive. You can't be isolated by yourself and cheating. You've got to be actively with or communicating with somebody again actively. Now for your
Can I see?
OnlyFans
Can I
now
see?
for your
Can I?
OnlyFans comment, right?
Yeah, there we go.
So
I'm
like
dying to know.
you pay the $10, like you
Right.
said. Now you're messaging this person and now you're saying do this, do that, this dirty, that dirty. I'd say even though you paid and you could say, well, there's no intimacy, this is a transactional thing. I think you're probably getting close. I'll give you that, Jose. If you're
Ryan, what's it?
paying for specific things like that, I would say you found the line, dude. And
Okay,
so I would agree with that.
let me ask you a question. What's the difference between sexting a girl and paying OnlyFans with a girl?
Depends on what you're doing. If you are talking to somebody long enough to convince them to send you a naked picture of them, that is different than paying $10 to watch a pre-recorded video of a naked woman.
That you can also message them. You can
Well, that's
message
what I
those
said.
girls
If
too.
you start messaging the OnlyFans people, getting specialized content and things like that, I think you're fast approaching a line that would inarguably look like cheating if it isn't cheating outright. So I'm not disagreeing with you in terms
Hmm.
of how closely related they are. I just think there's an intimacy component that is missing from some of the scenarios Matt laid out at the beginning.
At the end of the day, it depends on the person and what they value and what they feel. Basically,
Well, yes, that's
so.
true. If someone says to you, if you date somebody and they say, delete your this, that, the other thing, delete all the pictures from your phone of your exes. I mean, think about why they're doing that. Think about why they don't trust you, but whatever. If you don't do those things and you said you would when you started dating somebody, you have violated their trust. You may not have cheated on them with somebody else, but you've lied to them and you violated their trust. And that's, again, that's just as bad, frankly. It's ending in the same way with them being mad at you and feeling they can't trust you. And yeah, it's the same outcome is the same. Whether or not you actively cheated on them with another person or not is kind of irrelevant. If you've made a promise and you start lying about it, that's going to end poorly for you. Like you're going to have to deal with that eventually, provided they find out.
I think that's a very good way to put things in perspective.
By the way, what started this conversation, Jay Uso. I do not think Jay Uso is cheating.
Yes.
So we're putting that.
That's how this started. Yes.
Full circle. Jay Uso's. I just don't think this rumor been going on for fucking months.
They're holding
And
hands. They're just holding hands as friends.
Yeah, and they're blatantly now in public, and he's not hiding it. I do think he's separated from his wife, or like his stardom got to his head. He meets a girl with a fat booty. Yeah, he winning right now. World title, fat ass. Jada Parker is. I don't mess with black girls and not smash that. So
there we are.
Put your ones up for Jey Uso, everybody.
As they say, heat.
Yes.
Question of the day, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to intimacy and sex, right? Whether you're cheating or playing by the rules, how soon is too soon when it comes to intimacy?
That's an easy answer. Let's go with. I'm dying to know Ryan's answer on this one.
So I do think it's extremely circumstantial, but if you really want a relationship, it doesn't matter. I personally think you should wait. The standard 3-date rule, I think, is a good one. If you really like this person, try to establish something, want to get to know them. But of course, people set up just dick appointments anyways too, so that's a little different. But I think in the sense of I'm trying to start a relationship with this person, I really like them, I hope they wind up being my girlfriend or boyfriend or trans friend or whatever, your partner. I think 3 dates is less than 3 dates is too soon.
All right,
But I've heard
Allison.
situations of people fucking on the first date and
If
they're
3 dates
married
is too
forever.
soon? You said 3 dates is too
No,
soon?
he said
Under-
3. You need
Under.
3.
Yeah. After the third, go crazy.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, I'm going.
Oh, what do you think, Allison?
Oh my goodness.
I don't think
Another
it's
pick
I
6.
think it all just depends on like the vibes and stuff. Like I don't judge people if they hook up on the first date. I don't judge people if they hook up. Like I just personally think it's preference, and I think like putting a limit on, like people put on these like limits like the 3 date rule or the 5 date rule. Like I think sometimes that can get a little I'm not going to say messy, but I just think sometimes it's putting like too much pressure on something that already has so much pressure. Whereas if it happens organically and naturally, I just don't judge people based on like if they decide to do it right away or not. Because I have done it like early, I have waited, I have so forth, like a bunch of different things, and I've never noticed like a difference whether I wait or not.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say my personal opinion is that, to put it a little bit crudely, frankly, green is go. If everyone's into it and consent is given, then go for it. You know what I mean? Like if your date is into it and you're into it and it's the first date, then that's that. Heck, if you hook up with somebody that you weren't planning on dating and afterward you're like, ah, that was fun, and then you go on a date, that's fine too. You could do it before the date. Why not? The only thing required to be intimate with somebody is for the other person and you to both be like, I think we should do this. As long as you're both into it and you like that it's happening, then let it happen. I mean, there's really not more. I don't think there needs to be more to it than that. I do think there's people who get, like enticed by that, right? Like they can become super into the person after they, get intimate with them. And so it would make sense if you're that kind of person, you want to give it some time before before you actually do something like that to make sure you really like the person, or otherwise you'll end up with somebody you don't really like just because you've been intimate with them and you enjoyed it. So yeah, that's a person, but again, that's a personal thing. You have to know that about yourself. Like I fall hard, so I need to make sure this is somebody I really can see myself falling for before I do anything to make myself fall harder for them than I already probably will. Right? So that's personal, and that's when, as a person who does that, you would have to just know and then be like, I'm not ready for this because I know I fall hard after that, and I need to make sure I like you before we get into that. And that means you not consenting, right? So it's the rule still applies. It's just you have to know who you are and how you are, so you make your consent known accordingly.
Excellent
Good.
stuff there.
I've been on the first date. Get it in.
Every time? Or just
Nah, I have a
Right.
well 3 I found smash by the third date. I'm done. I walk.
Okay. So that's like almost an inverted version of Matt's,
Right.
where it's like he's under 3, you're maybe rushing. You're more like under 3 or it's taking too long.
So first date, I would go first date is like you're not expecting anything. First date is just get kind of feel the vibe and kind of get to know each other and try to get closer to each other in an intimate level more. So the first date, I don't expect it, but if it happens, bet.
It happens, right?
Second date, you kind of try to be more physical. You try to do different activity. Ready first date, you're probably doing coffee, dinner, or whatever. Second date, you want to do something where more competitive, bowling or something like that. You want to do something like that, and then you kind of want to try to entice physicality with each other. Hugging, touching, kissing, whatever. You go, whatever. And if you can, usually you try to get there or at least get to second base. Then the third date comes in. All right, so you establish boundaries. You already established you got to know each other at an intimate level. You kind of grown where it's going, blah blah blah. So you kind of on the third day, you kind of like, all right, if everything goes smoothly, you should get it in, right? And if
That's
it doesn't,
interesting.
whatever. So whatever the third date, if God, unless Jesus Christ and Katrina hits or some bullshit.
Right.
As long as it goes smoothly, you should go. And you kind of have a feeling out process. Sex, you already discussed it. You should already had it by the third, like discussed it, kind of intimacy and all that already by the third day. If you already got to that level of physicality with her in some aspects, and then you kind of go from there. And you kind of go by the third day, you kind of judge it. Maybe she was too scared. Maybe we couldn't do it because whatever, we couldn't get a hotel. But whatever, if there's some reasoning that it could have got done, all right, go on a fourth date, and then that's it. It should happen. But if there was never any movement towards that direction, I'm cutting. I
So
don't
it
got
sounds
time
like
for this.
actually you both agree. You and Matt are really in on like that 3 date mark. You've got to have to. That's where the sweet spot is.
You
And then
people also have to realize you're not just you're investing in a girl on a potential, not just financially.
Mhm.
You're also investing emotionally, because you start after a couple of dates, you start getting interested and you start lusting, and you start want something. You can start viewing things with her that what
Mhm.
could be if you're really interested. I'm the type, I'm not gonna invest that if I don't see anything. Like, I gotta test drive the car first before I even go in that route. I don't mind chopping a few dollars to go to a movie or pay for dinner or go do something, whatever. I don't mind paying 3 days. I don't bitch about that. It is what it is. I'm investing each other's time and getting to know each other to see where it goes. But emotionally is where I kind of have to draw on the line,
Mhm.
where if I don't see anything, I'm not emotionally gonna be. I'm not giving it. I'm not gonna spend the 3 weeks, 6 weeks, fucking watching The Office, eating whatever, stop going to the gym because I didn't work out with you. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm good. So I'll cut it at 3. Like, I'll be
Interesting.
friends. Like, I can
Oh, yeah, so
emotionally.
3, but 3 seems like the magic number for you two. Allison and I are more of a whenever.
Whenever it's time.
There's no max or min. First hour, last hour, doesn't matter.
Yep. Good stuff there. And right now, just at this moment, middle of the third quarter, we have the University of North Carolina down 41-7 against TCU. That includes a pick six and a fumble that led to a touchdown for somebody who is defensive minded, Bill Belichick. So at this time, Bill Belichick was a merchant to Tom Brady all along, and Jordan Hudson is clearly a big distraction. So that's what we have.
I don't know
at
that
this
we
moment.
could blame Jordan for this. I think this is Bill's problem.
I mean, honestly, he could have been more prepared for this team. TCU wasn't the
Maybe.
powerhouse they were a couple years ago, making the national championship. This is bad.
This TCU team is not a national championship team.
No, I'm saying they were.
No, I know that. Yeah,
last year.
Yeah, no,
Could
I
have
know.
been better prepared for them, but clearly not. And this is now looking really bad.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's bad.
Nuclear opinions to end the show. You all tell me your nuclear opinion on anything in this world. In society, sports, news, entertainment, and culture. Tell me your nuclear opinion, and then we will sign off for tonight. My nuclear opinion that I will start off with nuclear opinions. My nuclear opinion, right? Something I do not understand in this world is you people, I will say, you people as everybody in this world who wear sunglasses inside. You look like a damn fool. You're not cool. You're not cute. You're not impressing anybody. Unless you genuinely need them because you have an eye condition or you're blind. I understand that. But for most of you who are wearing it just because, you look stupid as hell. Stop it.
Well,
Sunglasses are
Matt,
for outside.
I tell you this, Matt.
I-
I wear sunglasses at church. So
Why wear sunglasses at church?
You sleep?
because when I can sleep. Thank you, Ryan.
Just don't go
So
to church.
So go fuck yourself on that nuclear opinion. I put the I
Jose,
give two
You look
shits with-
mad dumb with those glasses at church.
Yeah,
Stop
it looks like I'm up, so it looks like I'm paying attention when I'm
This-
knocked the hell out. All right.
Oh my god.
So
Just gotta make sure you don't snore, otherwise.
Well,
they'll catch
Jose,
you.
you know
Okay.
how I feel, and I'm sorry you are a part of that club. Apparently,
I again, I have to say, I love the undefeated streak of these nuclear opinions being something Matt saw today and got mad
Yeah.
about. And like genuinely
Especially
every
every
single
day, but
but
yes,
every single
especially
no, I
today I
know
saw.
that. But I'm like every single one of these that we do, it sounds like whether it's actually from today or not, it sounds like you saw something today that made you annoyed and you're like, I'm going to nuclear opinion this. That every single
much.
one would be like someone smelled bad at work. Smelly people are a problem. Somebody wore their glasses inside. They look like an idiot. It's just funny to me. They get like, they all feel like they're from the same vein of Matt. It's almost like Curb Your Enthusiasm. Matt had a specific
Yeah,
experience and made content out of it by being like, I hate this.
Just give you a nugget pin the spider who's over there. I'm sorry I have to kill you now. Shouldn't be here. But yeah, don't wear sunglasses inside at church, at a store, at work, unless you genuinely need them because you have a condition. No need.
That condition is Jose's asleep.
Hell yeah.
Don't you want to take the gospel or the sermon or whatever is being
No.
said?
Hell no. I'm just doing it because some girl wants me to go with her, so I'm just trying to smash.
Well, Jesus doesn't approve. Matt doesn't
Well.
approve.
Wow, that's two very important people who don't approve.
I see that.
I have one. So this is again a little bit less granular nuclear opinion, but it did come up today actually, which is interesting because I didn't think it would, but investor talk or investor talk is the right way to put it, has kind of ruined people's like ability to like explain things. So and it's funny because Jose just talked about investing in a relationship in terms of like I'm good with investing in 3 dates on the chance that the return on that investment, but like ROI gets used all the time outside of business. Obviously investing gets used all the time. Like there's these marketing terms that you'll hear about like strengths and weaknesses, opportunities, and all that stuff. And I'm just like, I don't think everything in life has to be filtered through this like corporate stuff, right? Like sometimes things are just what they are. Sometimes you don't need a return on investment. Sometimes it's not about having, right? Like
I know what you're
sometimes it's
saying. Like people tying everything to business or
right, and it's
stuff
part of like
like
the
that.
hustle culture too. It's like
Like you
or
gotta
the
live
grind
other.
set. Yeah, some people are like everything works toward the grind set, and I'm just like sometimes I feel like we should just have things that aren't related to maximizing, wealth or maximizing productivity even. Like those are people. Yeah, people say that like you got to maximize your productivity. And I guess you do have to do like you have stuff to do. People have stuff to do, and you should try and do a good job while you do it. And we work a lot as a society. So like, yeah, a lot of what we talk about is going to be about being more productive and things like that. Productive Conversations is the name of the show. But it's just like, you know what I mean? It's not everything has to be about increasing this or like having your whole life be another one is like synergy. Like you have to have synergy within your life. Like no, you don't. Your breakfast doesn't have to do anything to do with your like, hobbies in the evening, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. To me, it's just we have this very, grind set business mentality and it's in our language a lot. And I think it's making people just like it's just giving them less real stuff to think about. They don't everything's about just success in terms of the monetary. And you're not like, why do I like this? Like why do I like this show? Why do I like this painting? Just doesn't have to be for any reason. Doesn't have to be because it's gonna make you famous or money or help you retire. Just it can make you happy.
Yeah,
So there you go. Nuclear
You gotta
opinion.
let your life, the other parts of life happen. But did you happen to see Jubilee's 1 vs. 100 where he had 1 capitalist versus 20 anti-capitalist?
You did send that to me, and I did start watching it. I will do my best to get through it, as I know we'll probably end up talking about it. But you know me, the Jubilee format is, frankly, almost a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. It is a rage bait channel.
And the fact that this one is, about quote unquote capitalist and anti-capitalist just means it's what I'm talking about on steroids.
Yeah.
Because the things that I'm talking, like the words that I'm talking about, from the parts that I heard, were absolutely thrown around often.
Yeah. I will say first thing, just a spoiler on that. You only needed to see the first person he debated with. Everybody else was way too emotional. In my
Okay, well
opinion.
then I saw more than the first person. So
And he was the one they always pick somebody to do a finals debate, basically who I respected the most. He was definitely the pick.
yeah.
Anyways, Allison, what's your nuclear opinion?
Well, I had two, but
You can say both if you
I
want.
can say the first one. People that feel it necessary to throw money at everything to solve their own problems suck.
I know a lot of people like that.
Mhm.
And capitalists.
Yeah, those two are very connected.
I think we could all actually agree with that. Is there anybody who's like, you know what? No, I feel the opposite. For those people who spend their money on throw money at problems, they're doing the right thing. They're a genuine person. Said no one.
They're definitely not a genuine person. I think there are problems which money can fix, but it's not all of them. And it doesn't make you a better person for having provided the money necessarily. It depends on why you gave the money. If it's to avoid fault, not a better person.
Alcy, can you hear your other one?
My other one, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Oh, it was like if you are seeing somebody for like over a month
Mm-hmm.
and you're sleeping with them and it's like unprotected, I feel as though they
Sure.
should have to provide a list of other people they're sleeping with that's also unprotected.
I don't
I
What the
mean,
mind that.
fuck?
Only
They
because I'm a
definitely need
germaphobe. I don't
to.
mind that.
I don't know about a list of names because you don't want to necessarily give other people's info out for no reason. But they do. You do have
Fucking
to be
HIPAA,
careful.
Ryan.
Well, you do have to be careful as the person if you're doing that. Like, because if someone else gets sick, you do have to tell the other people. Like, and so one, if the other people don't know you're seeing multiple partners, you still have to tell them. You can't just pretend you got miraculous, gonorrhea, right? Like you have to be open and honest. Like, yeah, I was seeing other people. I got gonorrhea from one of them. You probably have it too, but even if you don't, you should still get checked out just in case. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be open and honest about that. But I don't think you have to, and I do think you should be open and honest about whether or not you're exclusive so people know and can make their decisions, right? Like, if you're saying, yeah, I'm seeing other people and I'm sleeping with other people, then and you know that, then I'm like, all right, now now it's on that the other person to take that information and filter it. You could say, well, we're not going to be intimate if you're
Well,
seeing
what
other
if they're
people.
trying to have babies with multiple people?
Let's again. So
Ooh,
again,
the
whether they're
fuck?
trying to have babies with multiple people or not, if someone says, if you know, right? If you're a partner and you know that this person is sleeping with multiple people and they want to do it like raw with you, right? You have to at that point you have to decide, I know they're seeing multiple people. I cannot control what happens in the bedroom with other people because I'm not there. Like he could say or do or she could say or do whatever in the bedroom with me. I'm never going to know what they do in someone else's private home. So your options are to say, I need to be more exclusive than that. I'm sorry, I'm out. Or you could say, obviously, I like you. I'd like to keep, seeing you, and this is fun. But you need to, in your case, you're a woman and they're a man. You need to, you need to dress up. You need to put the cape on before we continue any further. Or if you're someone who's like, I trust this person, I know that if there's something wrong, this person will tell me and they will be honest, then you say, okay, well, thank you for telling me. And then you move on. Like, they have to be open about the partners. I don't think they have to be open about who the partners are.
Okay, that's
Um,
fair.
but they do have to tell you they're seeing other people. So you, as the person in the other person, can make a decision as to how you want to go proceed with the relationship. And then if something does happen, like if they are with multiple people unprotected and they do get some sort of disease, then you do have to tell the other people that you got a disease because they need to know that it could have affected them and they need to be able to get treatment. Like that's literally about people's health. At that point, you have to just suck it up. You might be a dick who never gets spoken to again, and that's just how it is. I'd rather that on my conscience than not saying something, and then God forbid someone gets really sick, and it's because you got medicine, they did not. You know what I mean? So I do agree. You need some heads up. I just don't know if you need people's names. You know?
Okay.
Jose, end off on a high note. What's your nuclear opinion?
So last week was getting my ESPN news, and I'm thinking it's important, like breaking news. And ESPN tells me Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got married and like engaged, whatever. Same. I tells you I give two fucks. Just a waste of time on my ESPN app. So fuck ESPN for wasting my time, and fuck everybody that keeps blowing up my fucking Facebook page with bullshit photos of them like I give two shits. Thank you.
It is news.
Yeah.
I disagree with the idea that it's not news.
I get what news. I give two fucks about two people getting engaged. It doesn't fucking concern me, so it's not news.
I mean,
it has nothing to do with
it's
me.
still news.
I wake up, I put on my pants, my big boy pants, and go to work. I go to the gym, I go home. It's not news because I give two shits. It doesn't change. It doesn't change anything.
They did go overboard with
They
ESPN.
fucking
The top
super.
ESPN
the top
will cover
the
like
top
when
sports
athletes
story
have
is
kids
engagement.
too.
Not this heavy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because usually it's not as popular. Like,
if I want,
they can't help it that the most popular thing that happened in sports last week was that, right? I mean, but they always cover the families and stuff.
Timing, we were off, but I mean, they don't do it this hard, you know it.
Yeah, if I wanted
right,
to know,
I didn't disagree with you, Matt. I'm saying the difference is not. I mean, the difference is exactly what you think the difference is. When we talk about Patrick Mahomes' new kid, nobody cares about Brittany Mahomes. A lot of people care about Travis Kelce's fiance, aka pop star Taylor Swift. So of course it's going to get more coverage because it's something that more people are interested in hearing. Just because you, royal you, but actually, let's be honest, specifically you two as well, don't care, doesn't mean that it's not newsworthy. It just means you two happen not to care, which is fine. Not all news is news for everybody. Not all news is created equal.
That helped your argument for a second. While not any news could be considered top or breaking news.
Sure,
yeah. Engagement. Any way it could be spinned.
I would agree.
It
is
because
breaking news.
no.
I have a sports app. At the end of the day, my sports app is supposed to do one thing: deliver fucking sports.
Nope.
Not
That's not what it's doing.
It's ESPN.
What does the N stand for?
News. But it's not news.
It is news. Did you know about it before they told you?
No, I don't.
Then that's news. That's news to me.
If I want that news, I download the fucking app.
Well, no, and then see that's where the difference is. That's what I said. You don't care about that news. That's fine. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying the N stands for news. It's clearly news because you didn't know about it and now you do. They've informed you. They gave you the news. Hey, did you hear the news? These two get married. Now you can say, I don't want to know about that. And they're going to say, well, I don't give a shit. You asked for the news. I gave you the news. I can't help it if that's what the news is.
Sports news.
What does Travis Kelce do for a living?
I don't know. Sit on the bench and bullshit.
All right, but where's the bench?
Listen, I get your point. I'm talking about.
I know you get my point.
But
he said sit on the bench and bullshit.
He's not a motherfucking he's not even that popular. He's not even the most popular player in the NFL. For goddamn sake. Fuck Travis Kelce.
So now it only works if he's the most popular player in the NFL. You keep changing. The goalposts keep moving that way.
I'm not moving it. I'm telling you, it's no point in pushing that bullshit. He's not even worth the news.
N stands for news. The sports.
LeBron James got married. It wasn't fucking posted.
Yeah, because it wasn't to Taylor Swift. If it was Taylor Swift, it would have been posted. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
Anyways, great work, Ryan, Jose, and Allison. All the love. We'll see you on Wednesday with a college football recap, week 1. Thursday with an NFL preview. And Friday with another tweet cap. All the love. My name is Matt Brown. I'm the host of Productive Conversations. Great job to Ryan, Allison, and Jose. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you throughout the week.
Have a good night.
Conversations.
Bye.
See ya.